Welcome, friends, to Still Point 1210, where we breathe, reset, and rise. This is your pause in the middle of the week, a threshold, placed between what has been and what will be. The calendar may be full, the phone may chime, and the world may hurry. But here, for these next few moments, you have permission to step out of the rush and into reverence. I'm Sharon Campbell-Rayment, and today we walk the path of sacred belonging, guided by the Celtic wisdom of John Philip Newell. He reminds us that the first truth of our lives is goodness, that the divine light of the beginning still shimmers at the heart of everything that exists, and that to live with reverence is to begin to heal the world. In his gentle way, he invites us to awaken, not by leaving the world behind, but by seeing it as it truly is. Holy ground, we're everywhere. Thin places are everywhere that we are willing to pay attention to. So we cross the threshold now. We choose awareness over autopilot, tenderness over tension, and presence over performance. We choose to come home to the sacredness that already holds us. You do not need to be perfect. You don't need to perfect anything here. You do not have to say the right words or feel the right feelings. You're already inside the blessing. Let us begin. Before anything else, let your body arrive. Place both your feet flat on the floor. Soles meet in the steadiness that has been holding you all day. Feel the quiet assurance of the earth beneath you, ancient, generous, unhurried. Let your hands rest loosely in your lap, palms open, not grasping, not bracing, simply ready. Let your shoulders release the posture of the week. Let them roll back and down, as though you're settling down a pack you've carried farther than you meant to. Let your collarbones widen. Let the back of your neck lengthen. Unclench the jaw. Soften the space between your eyebrows and give your face permission to be at ease. Notice the chair receiving your weight without asking anything in return. Notice the way your spine naturally lengthens when you stop trying to sit just right. Notice how even now the room's light is touching the edges of things, the gentle sheen of a tabletop, the muted glow across the floor, as if the world keeps blessing you, whether or not you remember to notice. You are not forcing calm. You are allowing readiness, a grounded openness, a posture of welcome. If it helps, let a quiet phrase settle in your mind. Here I am safe, I am open. Here I am safe, I am open. This is your threshold. Stand on it with your whole self. The outer world may keep spinning for you, but you're permitted to be fully here. Now we make space. Imagine you're standing at the Atlantic's edge, the long, breathing body of water that Newell loves. The tide is steady, rising, releasing, and returning. Let its rhythm become your rhythm. With each gentle exhale, set something down. Lay down what you were supposed to fix by now. Lay down the conversation you keep rewriting in your mind. Lay down the small shame that nips at your heels. Lay down the hurry, the proving, the invisible fist you've kept clenched all the day. Picture a small stone in your hand. It holds a word. Should, more, perfect. Feel the cool weight of it. Now place it on the sand and let the next thin line of surf reach for it. Watch the water take it away. Nothing dramatic, just the honest work of release. Newell's tradition calls this the returning to the original blessing, letting go of the stories that say you are separated from the holy, so you can remember the deeper story. You're raised from goodness. You're held by goodness. You're invited into goodness again. If stray thoughts flutter in, notice them without judgment. See them like seabirds skimming the surface. Real, present, but not the whole horizon. The horizon is wide. The horizon is generous. The horizon is enough. Keep releasing, not as escape, but as return. In the space that is cleared by the release, begin to receive. Imagine first light moving across the waters. The world not yet noisy, the day not yet crowded. The light touches the sea and the shore and then finds you. It does not interrogate, it blesses, it says, you belong to this radiance, you are part of this song. John Philip Newell teaches that the light of the beginning still pulses through all things, that the sacred heartbeat that launched the stars continues in the river's run and the birds cry and the breathing of your own body. You do not have to manufacture the sacred. You are swimming in it. Let that awareness become felt. Sense a gentle warmth spreading through your chest and a brightening under the sternum, like a small hearth kindling. This is what happens when we stop bracing and start receiving. The inner room fills with a light that was there all along. Receive the nearness of the holy that does not live out there, but hums within and around. Receive the kinship of all things, not as a poetic notion, but as a living truth. Your breath belongs to the trees, and the tree's breath belongs to you. The same oxygen that left a leaf this morning now turns in your lungs. The web of belonging is not a metaphor. It is your life. Now ask, without strain, what is the sacred inviting me to see today? It may be a face you will pass without really seeing. It may be a small repair you can make to a relationship, to your schedule, to the earth under your feet. It may be a practice of gentleness toward your own body. Water, rest, a walk at dusk. Do not force an answer. Let meaning rise like mist from the water, forming only when the air is ready. Hold what you are receiving with tenderness. Reverence begins here. Return now, not by leaving the stillness behind, but by letting the stillness travel with you. Notice again the chair, the floor, the gentle play of air on your skin. Notice the actual room you're in. Edges, shadows, a familiar object that has become, in this moment, quietly beautiful. Open your eyes softly, if they were closed, and gaze without grasping. Let sight be a blessing rather than a search. The Celtic stream calls these places thin, not because heaven is closer there, but because we are. We are thinner, more permeable, more willing to be seen by the sacred we keep walking past. The invitation of return is simple. Carry awareness back. Let the inner light meet the outer world. Let your next movement be unhurried, enough to be kind. Let your next word be shaped by the reverence that is dawning again in you. There is a story John Philip Newell tells without telling, a story threaded through his prayers and his poem, and simple, steady sentences. It begins where the Bible begins. Let there be light. The Celtic way hears that line not only as an ancient memory, but as a present tense reality. The light of the first day is not exhausted. It keeps speaking, keeps radiating, keeps rising in every dawn you have ever seen and every face you will ever meet. When we forget this, we fracture. We take what is whole and call it separate. We take what is kin and treat it as a resource. We take our own souls, luminous and longing, and bury them under should and shame. But the earth remembers. The sea keeps its rhythm. The body keeps its wisdom. And the spirit keeps singing beneath the noise. Like a melody we know by heart, but can't quite hum until someone begins it for us. Newell begins it for us. He walks shorelines and city streets and invites us to look again. What is deepest in you is of God. What is deepest in the other is of God. What is deepest in the earth is of God. Live from this place. He will not let us settle for a spirituality that despises the world and despairs the body. He calls us to love what God loves, everything, and to treat it all with the reverent tenderness it deserves. Imagine, he says, if we lived as though this were true. Imagine Sabbath eyes in Monday traffic. Seeing the driver beside you not as an obstacle, but as a fellow pilgrim, carrying joys and griefs you cannot see. Imagine communion hands, the kitchen sink, lifting a chipped mug as if it were a chalice. feeling warm water on your fingers and recognizing the baptism you're already standing in. Imagine baptismal words at the office, blessing that colleague who is difficult to bless because they too are made of light that made you. Reverence then is not an attitude for special occasions. It's a way of moving through the day. It is the decision to treat the world as someone, not something. It is the courage to live as if creation is a communion of subjects rather than a collection of objects. And because reverence changes how we see, it changes how we act. We become repairers of relationships, of routines, of rivers and soils and air. He tells of Iona, that small island, big sky, where stones remember the prayers and the wind writes psalms on the water. The ancients called it a thin place, but Newell insists thinness is available everywhere. Thinness is the fruit of attention. Thinness is what happens when we dare to believe that the divine pulse is here, now, under our feet and behind our eyes. And so he urges, practices the retraining of attention. Rise with the day if you can, not to conquer it, but to receive it. Let the light arrive before your to-do lists do. Touch something living, a leaf, a dog's soft ear, the bark of a tree, and remember that you belong to a family larger than your name. Bless what you handle. Keys, dishes, steering wheel, laptop, as if each could carry a little more kindness into the world because your hands were gentler on it. Before you speak, ask whether your words will add to the world's weariness or to its wonder. This is not sentimentality. Reverence, my friends, costs. It will ask for your habits, your convenience, your indifference. It will ask you to slow the pace that keeps you from noticing the person in front of you. It will ask to consume less so the river can live more. It will ask you to confess where you have wounded people or places and to start mending with patience and humility. But reverence gives more than it costs. It gives you your world back, not as a problem to fix, but as a relationship to honour. It gives you your body back, not as a project to critique, but as a sanctuary to inhabit. It gives you your neighbours back, not as strangers or threats, but as bearers of the same light that started this whole story. And it gives you joy. Not the thin kind you must keep chasing, but the deep, quiet, the quiet joy that arrives when you align with what is real. Joy that shows up like birdsong after the rain. Joy that makes you want to take off your shoes because the ground has always been holy and suddenly you can feel it. So let us practice seeing again. Let us walk as if the earth were a chapel, which it is. Let us listen for the first language, not only in silence, but in wind in the trees, and a child's questions, and the kettle's patient hum. Let us bless the thresholds we cross today, the doorways into work, the aisle of the grocery store, the path to the car, as places where heaven and earth are on speaking terms. And when we fail, and we will, when we forget, which we will, when we hurry past a miracle, we will. Let us begin again. Beginning again is a sacred skill. The tide does it every day, and so can we. Here then is a simple creed for those who would live with reverence. I would remember that what is deepest in me is of God. I will honour the divine image in every person I meet. I will treat the earth as kin, not as a commodity. I will attest to the beauty as a teacher and to pain as a call to compassion. I will live as if blessing is my mother tongue and gratitude my only breath. This is not a program, it's a posture. It is the way a heart stands when it knows the world belongs to God, and we belong to the world. My friends, let gratitude rise now, not as a list you force, but as a tide you permit. Let it find you in the ordinary, the way light rests on a wall, the way your name sounds when a friend speaks it kindly, the way water tastes when you are truly thirsty. If you wish, name 3 gifts of this very moment. Something you can see that gladdens you. Something you can feel that steadies you. Something you can remember that keeps you kind. Hold each one like a small flame cupped in your hands, and notice how the room changes when you pay attention this way. Notice how you change, your posture softening, your breath easing, jaw no longer braced. Whisper it if it helps. For the gift of life, thank you. For the gift of earth, thank you. For the gift of love, thank you. Gratitude is not garnished on a good day. It is the doorway into seeing that all blessings of life are threaded with grace. Thankfulness does not deny sorrow. It keeps sorrow from owning the whole house. It does not pretend the world is unbroken. It teaches us to become members and menders together. Let thankfulness widen your field of vision. The more you thank, the more you see. The more you see, the more you bless. The more you bless, the more you live as if God's first word still echoes through creation and light. As we end this still point moment, may your eyes stay tuned to the light that began the world and began you again each morning. May your steps remember the softness suited to the holy ground. May your words be instruments of reverence. May your hands learn the craft of healing, small repairs, steady kindness, patient care of people and of places. When we feel the old hurry rise, pause at the threshold and begin again. When you forget to notice, choose one thing and notice it wholly. When you doubt your belonging, look at the sky and let its vast welcome remind you. And together, let us softly say, The light within me is of God. The earth beneath me is sacred. I will live with reverence, and I will walk with thanks. In this quiet, if it has steadied you, pass a little of it on. A slower tone in a conversation, a kinder note in an email, a moment outside to bless the day. And my friends, if this has blessed you, please forward it on to someone else and be a blessing on to another. Until next time, my friends, may you breathe, reset, and rise this day and forevermore. Amen.